Hi, my name is Lisa. Welcome to Creative Bird Studio. I'm delighted to be a guest design team member for Which Craft Do You Do? And today I'm showing you the Mix and Match Mini Journals Kit 1. The kit has 3 journals in total, which is the botanical, the butterfly and the dragonfly. I've linked the kit in the description below if you're interested to take a look at that. And I just wanted to show you a couple of things that I've learnt along the way in constructing this kit. So, as much as I love mass making things, when you're new to a kit, it is a good idea to just cut out one first, work on that one, and then whatever you learn from that one, because there's always something to be learned, you can then apply that to the rest. And this is certainly what happened for me with this kit. So I think I started with this one. I first put together the butterfly one, and I just cut everything out and constructed the journal. And it did turn out well. It is a really nice, cute little journal with all sorts of little pockets and tuck spots and things, as you can see. But I did learn some things which I applied to the dragonfly journal, which has given it just a little bit of a nicer finish, just in my opinion, in the way that it's put together. So I just wanted to show you those things. So what are we going from here? So this is the rest of the botanical kit, which I have yet to cut out. And the reason for that is because I want to show you the pages. Right. So I'm just going to put them way over there. Now, you get a bunch of pages like this. So this one has a 9mm spine. This one has an 8mm spine. And then just go down from there. So 7, 6, 5, 4. Now I'm actually not going to use the 4 because I'm trying to make my 3 journals the same, and I accidentally missed it out of the first one that I made. So therefore I'm just missing it out of all of them. These are some of the elements and bits and pieces that you get as well, which I will cut out and will use to embellish the journal. But the first thing I want to show you is I personally found it easier not to cut these out first. What I actually did was folded them in half like this and actually glue them before cutting. So that way I can make sure that my glue is going right to the edges of those pages and even overlapping, and that's not going to cause me any problems, and it's going to give a nice clean finish when I cut that out. The first one that I made, I actually cut these out and then attempted to fold them and glue them together, and it was a little bit tricky, and some of my page corners are not perfect in that I've had to go in and put a little bit of extra glue in some of the edges where they were coming apart. So this is a much better method. So that's what I've done there. Just quickly do these. So this is definitely something that only comes with having done it a different way in the first place and learnt from my mistakes. So I definitely encourage making one item, figuring out if the result is what you want it to be or if there are things to be learned from it, and then going ahead and completing the rest to those specifications, especially if you're trying to make a lot of something. It's definitely worth making sure that your first one is exactly as you want it first before moving on, cutting out 20 different things and then finding it would have been easier if you didn't cut them. You do need to make sure that you're folding square, because you want your pages to line up when you're cutting them out. So I just put a fair amount of glue on there to make sure I've got all the areas. Give it a good press and then pop it aside. Now the reason for the spine going down in size is to accommodate for that page creep that you get when you have multiple pages in a journal. Generally, if you just fold them straight in half and you don't have that little spine, then you're going to have to cut some of your center pages. You're going to have to cut the edges because they're going to overhang out the middle of your book. So this is actually quite a good little method with that spine getting smaller, because the pages all fit nicely within one another and they're all the correct size when you put them into your book. And I have just sewn down the center with a zigzag. So yes, so that's that. Now the other thing I wanted to show you is thinking about how you're going to close your little book. So I decided to add some ribbon. Again, if I hadn't thought about doing that in the beginning, I would have had a book that sort of sits open a little. So I thought it was nice just to add a little piece of ribbon so that we can tie it nice and closed, especially when it's got some little things in there. That'll add some extra bulk, and I just think it finishes it off nicely. So this one is my cover, which I've cut out ready. So what I've done is I've just marked, I just decided that I wanted my ribbon, I think it's 7 centimeters from the bottom. So I've put my little marks there, and what I'm going to do just to hold my ribbon in place is just grab my glue tape and just put a little bit of glue tape on both sides. And then, excuse my voice, I'm just getting over a cold, so I'm trying desperately not to cough right now. So I'm not so good with the video editing, so I would have to start over. So just bear with my funny voice. I just try and pop that on there. So that's literally, oh, that's a bit far. Just to hold it in place for me while I glue my 2 pieces together. Alright, let me just get my glue. Now I've been using art glitter glue. I love this glue. It dries so fast and it dries clear. And it just is really, it's like once it's stuck, it is stuck. So this is the glue of choice, but you can use any craft glue that you use, or PVA would work as well. Make sure I get the spine, and then oops, I'm probably not even in frame. Let's just pop that up there. I'm very messy when it comes to glue. I'm good at getting glue everywhere. So that's that, and then I want to just pop my pieces together. Making sure that they line up as best as possible. Giving them a good squeeze to get any glue seepage out. And there we go. Right, that looks good. And I've got my little closure. My ribbon, just in case anyone's interested to know, is approximately it's not behaving, of course, about 15 centimeters for each piece, which I think is a nice little length for this, and it gives a nice bow. So I think that's about right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to let this dry and let my pages dry fully, and then I'm going to cut everything out and come back and construct the book with you. Okay, so now I've cut out all of my elements, it's time for the fun part of putting them all together. So I have gone ahead and inked the edges of the things that I believe I have inked in my little prototype book. So because I'm making all three with the same elements as close as I can, I'm going to use my little sample one here to make sure that I make this one the same. So with the pages, I've gone ahead and folded them. So you just need to do like a double fold. So they've got this little spine, which is flat. So you would just pop it down, fold on the first crease, and then turn it over. Do the same with the second crease, and then you get your little spine. So that went that way. Right, so then when they're all folded, they fit inside each other perfectly because they've been sized appropriately to do that. And that's what it looks like, and you've got this nice little flat spine. So what I will do is just take this over to my machine and just sew down the middle with a zigzag like I've done here, and then I will be back for the next bit. Right, so I have sewn down there. Now just going to snip off loose threads. Right, so that is my little booklet pretty much constructed. Now I am just going to have a look at this one as a reference and put in all my little decorative bits. So the first one has just one of these little pockets, and it's just about deciding which one looks nice. This one's very blendy with that page. There's that one's quite nice because it kind of matches in with this brown, which is probably why I've used it there as well. So I'm just going to do that. So just make sure I get this right. So I need glue just down here. Whoop, that was a bit much. I filled up my glue today, so it's doesn't give me those lovely thin lines that it normally does. And actually I've bought the little attachment thing to put on the top, but I just haven't got around to putting it on yet. But if I could just do that, it would probably be one of those situations like, why didn't I do this sooner? This is so much better. Right, where's my other little book? So this little book, I've already sewed this little book before, so it's just a straight stitch straight down the middle, and I've just got my little pages in there, and I think I was just going to put this on there because now normally I would probably glue this because it's very thin. I probably just would have glued that with a glue stick or glue tape. But I picked up my art glitter glue first, so it'll be fine. Right. Then just my little botanical. Oop, that's not straight, is it? See if I can. Yeah, bit of glue seepage there. This glue does dry very clear, so it won't be a problem, but I just try to get some of it out. Right, there we go. It's a little book. And on this page, I've got this little pocket. I hope it's not too dark and shadowy. I'm still figuring out lighting. I bought a light and I've got it on. It's shining right in my eyes. It's obviously not the ideal place to put it, but I need to figure out a way. Oh, I should have inked the edges of that. Oh well. To put it so that it's not shining in my eyes and that it's helping with the shadows, because at this point don't think it is working so well. Now I need to print some more. I don't even know if I'm on camera here. I need to print some more of this ticket, so I don't have any of that to put in, but I'll put my little specimen-y thing in. Where am I up to? Have I? Looks like I might have put a page in the wrong spot. Or missed a page entirely. How am I? Where am I up to? There we go. I mean, it doesn't really matter. They don't have to be identical. It's just, yeah, I've put that page in. Put that in wrong. They're different. Right, so that's that. That should be some other page. Oh, and I'm missing a page. Oh, maybe I did need that extra page in. If you remember when I was gluing, there was one that I thought I'd missed out of the other book, so I didn't include it. Anyway, we'll just push on. So, if I turn 1, 2, this is where that's going to go. So I made this a bit smaller. It's not perfect, but it'll be all right. I'm just going to ink. I like this paper because it has these little collagey bits, so it looks like I did a collage, but I didn't. So anything that saves me time like that is definitely a winner in my book. And again with the glue seepage, I kind of like my art glitter glue when it is running out because it's a lot easier to put less glue. Right. So I want a little bit there, a little bit there, and there we go. And then this little book is not that one. Oh, am I missing another piece? Maybe. Oh no. What have I done here? I think there's an extra piece on my other desk that belongs to this, because this is the inside, and then I must have glued it. Yes, I have. I've glued it to another piece, which is the outside. Okay, so that's all right for now. I will just do this bit. And a little leafy over here. So satisfying just to put that one little piece on and it looks like I've done this amazing collage. Right, so I'll just pop him in there and I'll get the outside later, and I will just choose one of these little guys to go on the front. And I think that little guy goes on the back. Right, and then we turn the page and we get to the middle. Okay, yep, so it's okay. I think I just have one page that's the wrong way around or something. It's okay. Now with this one, I use this one because it kind of matches nicely. Or I could use this one. I think I like this one because I like the leaf going that way. Right. Let's put him in there. Make sure we don't glue it to that page. Don't want to do that. Now we have this little tag. So, tag has a bit of ink. I like to ink both sides because it's likely that someone will want to write on the tag, and it just looks nice if it's inked on both sides. And on the back I printed just a plain sort of colour, and I like to use these little they're little reinforcement stickers. Sorry, for when back in the day we wrote on lined paper and the little holes used to get weak, and I just buy these and then I just ink the whole sheet, and they're quite handy for tags. So I need a little bit of that to put in, and I need my little thing to stick on it. Sorry, I am just getting over a cold, so I am still a little bit croaky and still need to cough every now and then, especially when talking, which is not ideal for YouTube videos, but I've been waiting and waiting to be able to film again. So that's the one I'm going to stick on there, but I want like another piece of something. I've got a piece, that's a bit big. I'm just looking around at what I've got on my table. I've got some scraps of calico. Just feel like it just needs something. That's okay. I don't have any tea-dyed paper. I'm thinking I'll grab a piece of tea-dyed paper and pop it on there, so we'll come back to that as well. And what's this little book? I don't have this little book. I've missed a few little books. This is a different one, so I'll need to get that. Alright, what else can I do from what I've got here? I've got this little guy. This one's quite nice because it sort of matches that page next to it. I think I'll use him. Right. Just pop that on there. Again with the glue. I really should get a cloth that I can use to wipe up my little glue messes. And that brings us to here, where we put our little bit of sewn paper ruffle. I love paper ruffles because they're super simple to make and they just add so much interest to a page and to clusters and all sorts of little things that you can use them for. Page edges like this. I just like that you can see a little bit of something hanging out and it doesn't mess with the ribbon, because we've just put the little piece at the top. It's quite cute. And then the last thing is this little pockety pocket. Give it a little bit of ink. This is printed on just normal computer paper, as is the envelope. I just like to do, well, this was on the same page as the envelope, so that's why this is just regular paper, but I like to do envelopes on just regular printer paper because I find with all the folds and things you need to do, it just makes them less bulky and they're just easier to fold up, and because of all the folds they're a little bit more stable, and yeah, I find they work out alright just with the normal paper. But everything else, like embellishments and things, I think I've got 3 different weights of paper, so I'm not sure what they are, but I've got like your normal printer paper and then a slightly thicker one. I think it's 160 GSM from memory, and then I've got a 200 GSM, and then of course I've just got my card, which is 220 GSM. So I use the different paper weights for different things. So as I said, for envelopes I use just normal print paper. This is probably the 200 GSM. These are on my 220 card. I think that's probably all I've used for these. Right, so in the envelope goes this little one, which is just a little booklet. I cut these pages down to fit in this booklet, and it just has a little decoration on the front. Oh, this glue, I'm not doing well with my gluing today at all. Maybe I shouldn't fill it all the way. I should probably just top it up a little bit. So I'm not used to the amount of glue coming out. I really hope this is not too shadowy. I can see shadows everywhere. I don't know. Can't seem to put this light anywhere that helps, except here, except I'm holding it, so that's no good because I need my hand. Otherwise I can't show you anything. Alright, it's our little envelope. Make sure, oh, I might have glued this little corner shut. There we go. That's my overzealous gluing today. I'm just going to put a bit there actually. Just hold that down. I seem to have some little spare bits, but I think that's because I am missing a few pieces. So let me just go find those and I will be back. Right, I have found at least one of my missing pieces and something else that I'm going to improvise with. So I keep doing that. I keep saying so weirdly when I'm on camera. Apologies for that. I don't normally do that. It's something I've adapted for YouTube apparently. Right, okay, let's look at this. I do not know where this outer piece has gone to, so I'm going to use, well, I'm hoping that I can use this because I found this and I thought, well, that's cute. So if I just cut it, I'm not usually a scissor cutter. I usually do like to use a ruler and a knife, but I'm just going to wing it. Right, now I do have some, oops, let's put that on something that's drying. Right, I do have some glue tape here, which I think is just going to be easier for this. So I'm just, well, I say it's going to be easier. There we go. I'm probably off camera here, sorry about that. I'm just putting glue tape. Just be a second. Right, so I'm just going to put that, oh, whoa, that was like so sticky. Okay, wow. If you're using glue tape, just be careful because it's kind of a one-shot thing. Right, so I'm just trying to put the crease right in there, and then hopefully that's going to line up. Gee whiz, that was scary. That glue tape is very sticky. Right, let's do some inking. Love those inky edges. Right, now what do we put on the back of here? What was in, oh, that was already, oh, we already decorated that. Okay, so I will just pick one of these things, and this is going to cover up, I've got like a little crease on here from where I had to pull off tape when it's stuck. Let's see what else I've got. Oh yes, maybe I'll use one of the brown ones. I like that. Okay. Oh, I already had some things picked out. Here we go. Look at this. I'll just go with what I originally had. Okay. I forgot I set those aside. And I don't need to stick anything on the front because it already has a leaf, and there's me putting way too much glue on there. And where will we put this? We'll put it at the top. Get rid of that excess glue because I don't want to glue it in. Okay, that's rather cute. Oh yes, this was the next one I'm missing, which is this one, and I think it's actually meant to have one of these. These embellishments are quite good because they actually do already have like a darker edge around them, which gives them a nice border, so you actually don't need to ink the edges. I hope my head's not in this because I'm leaning forward quite a bit. Sorry if you've seen the top of my head in it. Right, let's just put that on there. Okay. And inside we have a little corner tuck. Oh, that's way too much. This glue is so good, you only need like the smallest amount. I really must put that tip on there because I'm sure it's going to be one of those life-changing things. Right, and I need a couple of bits to put in here. Make sure I don't glue them in. Cute. Oh yeah, I wanted a piece of tea-dyed paper for that. I forgot. And then I've lost my embellishment as well. I probably just used it on there. Oh, and I've got the same leaf. Right, well, I don't know if I love that now because it's pointing in the other way and I didn't notice. I don't want that one because that's the same. I want like a different one. Yeah, that's nice. Right, I'm going to glue this over the top. No point trying to pull it off because this glue is so good that it will just ruin the whole thing. So we're just going to glue it over the top. That'll work. Right. There we go. Look at that. You'll never know. Bit of a change of mind there. Right, there we go. Look, that's good. Now, I just need to get a piece of paper. Just bear with me. You'd think it would be easier to find a piece of paper, but sometimes it's difficult. Look at this. This one's ripped. That'll be good. And I just want some kind of Sometimes paper plays the game when you're ripping and sometimes it does not. Right, yep, I want something like that. And then I really need my ink. I think I've inked a few too many things now without dipping it in my ink pad. There we go. Right. That's what I want. Then I was going to put something on there. I don't know if I want one of them. Or maybe I do like that little one. But then it's the same as that and it's going in the same pocket. So I don't want... Right, I want this, but I'm going to cut it out. I'm trying to cut that edge off because I want to ink it. It's good, except my cutting is terrible. It's probably not much better. Anyway. There we go, that's good. And then I had a little, I've got this little word, just thinking I might put it here. That's nice, but then I can see a little spot under that paper and I kind of want to cover it up. I don't mind that. Okay, I'm going to just go with it. That's what's happening. I'm going to stick it down. Should never overthink these things. There we go. It's done. Too much glue. That's the theme for today. And I wonder if I put a bit, oh, well, just gonna try put a little bit there. Definitely need to take some glue out of that. It's too full. Right, this video is probably getting a bit long now. I'm sorry about that. I do try to make less than 30-minute videos. Mostly so you don't get bored, and also because then it doesn't take me so many hours to upload it to YouTube. So I think I've done this one in like 3 takes now, 3 different videos that I'll put together. So I do apologize if it's a little bit lengthy. There we go. So that's my tag. I will get a little bit of ribbon through the hole and I'll sew that on. And then the last little thing to do is to add some shimmer. So I've got this little shimmer pen. It's a Wink of Stella brush pen. And I like to just, oh, coming out like a bit whitish. It's normally like clear. It's alright, I like that. Oh, there we go, now it's clear. That's weird. Right, and it just adds, it's kind of like a water brush, and it's got some kind of shimmer powder stuff in it. So it just adds this really nice sparkle. I love adding sparkle. I just think it adds like a whole nother aspect and dimension, and who doesn't love a bit of sparkle? Honestly. So there we go. Hopefully you can see that if I show it to the camera, showing it in the light. Hopefully it's caught some of that so you can see, and I would literally just go through and put a little bit of sparkle on all of the leaves throughout. And I've just remembered, actually, the last thing is putting a bit of this cotton frizz on the spine. Just adds a bit of strength and stability to that stitching, and also adds a bit of interest. I like it. Adds to the look. Looks a bit nicer than my zigzag non-straight sewing. So all I've done with that, and I don't have the appropriate glue here. Oh, actually I could probably reach my refill bottle. This is cotton frizz ribbon, I think it's called. It's also from Witchcraft You Do, and I will link it below, as well as the digital kit that I'm using. But what I would do is just find sort of the flattest section I can, and then just reaching for my glue. I use this glue, which is Boyle Craft glue, and it's from Bunnings. And I don't usually use it out of this big one. This one is for refilling my little one, but my little one is in the kitchen. So for the purposes of not making this video any longer, I'm just going to go with it. So it's a really good glue for ribbon and lace because it dries super quick. I'm just putting some along there, spread it out a bit because I want it to stick as much of the surface area as possible. It's a bit long line off of it. Right, okay, so this is the tricky part, is just sticking it down without getting all the bits stuck down in it. Just carefully get them out of the way. It's quite a good little sturdy book, this one, so it's like sort of standing up on its own there, which is helpful for my gluing efforts. Just cut that off, close up my glue. It's one of them glues that sort of gets a bit stringy. I certainly don't use it for everything, but it is very good when it comes to lace and ribbon. Let's put that back. Right. So there's our little book, and some of these are a bit long. I'll just give them a little haircut, just because the ones on the back are quite short, so I want it to look somewhat even. Right, cute. And there we have our little trio of journals. I quite like this kit because it's definitely one that you can just cut out the pieces, go at your own pace. You can mix them up if you want to. I've stuck with the themes. And there's lots of leftover pieces that I'll be able to make lots more little ephemera bits from. I'm going to make some little clusters and things. I've got all these bits left, all these ones, so lots of things I can create with those in future journals. Just get the butterfly one here. I'll just do a very quick flip through. Got some glue on the front there. I mean, they're all the same but different theme. So this is my butterfly one. That's my little book. Same pages, little bits in the pockets, little tickets, another little booklet. So cute. And I don't know if you can see, I've got shimmer on all my butterfly wings. Little booklet with little tags. Little tag. Here's my green seam binding ribbon. Butterfly. And got my little envelope with that last little booklet inside. And there you have it. Gorgeous. So yeah, this little kit is from Witchcraft You Do. I'll put the link below. Thank you for watching this video. Sorry it is super long. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.